Hello to our distinguished guest, panelists, and everybody who's listening. I welcome you to the introduction of my vision plan statement. My name is Nelson Evangelista, and I'd like to show you what my long-term, my medium-term, and short-term goals and how I would achieve it. Where do I want to be? I want to be the CEO of a Fortune 500 company that is known globally. I like to be its leader. My long-term plan is that within 10 to 20 years, I will be that CEO of a Fortune 500 company. Today is October 28, 2012. 10 to 20 years from now would be 2022 or 2032. I need to have that leadership skills and network in order to provide the vision and direction of a major corporation like a Fortune 500 company. Items of consideration include implementation of high-level strategies, managing the overall direction and growth of the company as well. So the question here is, how will I become a CEO? What are the things I need to prepare, or the attributes, or the skills I need to learn in order to be that CEO? First is the ability to have a vision, ability to focus on that vision and clearly communicating that vision to stakeholders like the staff, investors, and customers. Next, as your CEO, I need to understand the everyday activities of the organization and how all the parts fit together to move the company forward. Though I can't be dragged managing the details. This would enable me to remain focused on the primary duties, including increasing the revenues and meeting the goals identified in that vision. Third, I need to know how to leverage industry standards, being an avid reader, attending conferences, joining trade associations are essential for me to know the direction of the market and how would I guide the company. I also need to develop a foundation of a very strong management team. Each of these team members must be accountable for their job responsibilities. At the end, I'm still responsible for the whole organization. Customers are at the core of our company. I need to know how to address their needs and challenges. So, how would I accomplish this? I need to proactively seek the position of becoming the leader or CEO of that Fortune 500 company. My first objective then is to have the strategic network to help me get into the CEO selection process. My action plan then is of 5 points to make sure that I attain this objective. Join National CEO Networking Association. Join various conferences as well. Join various non-profit organizations that provide services to the cause that I care. Network with ex-CEOs, current CEOs, board of directors of Fortune 500 organizations, and their investors as well. Document all this networking done in order that I could properly connect with them and help me get into the selection process. My second objective is to have the traits and characteristics of a successful CEO candidate. And how would I do that? First, research and read from the internet books, periodicals, journals regarding those traits and characteristics. Review those checklists every year and document the review and action list as well. Have other persons or consultants review my checklist and action plan every quarter of the year so I could have a feedback of what they see and what I could improve on. My third objective then is to learn from other CEOs how they led their organization so I could benchmark from them. So now, you know my long-term goal within the next 10 to 20 years is to become a CEO of a major Fortune 500 company. Let's now discuss the next one, which is my medium-term goal. My medium-term goal, which is in the next 5 to 10 years, is to become a COO or Chief Operations Officer of a major Fortune 500 company as well. This is my medium-term goal. 5 to 10 years is something I'd like to accomplish this. Many things needs to be done in order for me to accomplish this as well. Similar objectives, similar action plans needs to be implemented from how I wanted to become a CEO and how I also wanted to be a COO prior to that level. So, lastly, what would be my short-term goals, which is something I'd like to accomplish in the next 1 to 5 years? That goal is to be a Chief Executive Officer of a Fortune 5,000 corporation. I enjoyed discussing with you about my vision of my long-term goals, my medium-term goals, and my short-term goals. So thank you very much for listening, and I'll make sure that these goals of mine, my vision of what I like to be, happens in the future. Thank you very much. Here's a summary of those goals and vision.